Wednesday afternoon to you. Great to be next to you again, and good Wednesday afternoon to everyone watching at home.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to today. We've had some breaking news that's come around.
Yes, we do, and that's where we begin tonight. We want to get right into the breaking news. Story you first saw here on 3 has a new development. Newburgh Heights Mayor Trevor Elkins has now been charged with fraud. The charges are related to his use of campaign money for personal expenses going back to 2017. Cuyahoga County court records indicate he is cooperating with prosecutors. Mayor of the small Cleveland suburb since 2011, Elkins is scheduled to appear in court Thursday. Reached by 3 News, Elkins did not respond to a question about whether he plans to resign from office, but he said he will later make a full statement addressing his actions.
Switching gears now to the Cleveland International Film Festival. It's back in person for the first time since 2019, and it's coming along with a lot of new changes. Isabel
Lawrence is breaking down what's new as the festival kicks off tonight. Isabel, good afternoon to you. And I should say, I notice you are not at Tower City Cinemas.
Absolutely correct. That is because the festival has a new home, and it's right here in Playhouse Square. Very exciting for this year. Now, you probably remember that the old location was in Tower City Cinemas. They were there from 2019, beginning in 1991, so a long stretch there. But this year, this new venue, it brings 6 new locations, and all except one actually really interconnected here, so the viewers can kind of just hop from theater to theater. Another change, too, this is a hybrid festival this year. So while you can watch in person, there will also be that streaming component. If you want to stay home, watch online, that's going to be the 10th through the 17th of April.
Awesome. So Isabel, this venue must be pretty excited for all the filmmakers and the teams who are behind these movies to come there. And on the flip side, you know, the movie theaters themselves have got to be pretty excited. Now, the folks at the festival told us these theaters were actually initially built as movie palaces and vaudeville stages back in the 20s. So can you give us a little more on that?
Yeah, Betsy, it's definitely a pretty special full circle moment. Like you said there, these theaters first started in the 20s for those entertainment factors, and we're bringing it all back there tonight and in the coming days and weeks for the festival. So I actually got the chance today to speak with a director and 2 actors who are part of the film that will be screened tonight, Peace by Chocolate, and they were all just floored by the beauty of these historic venues.
It's a place where, you know, designed for movies and where we get to bring movies back to the people. So that's amazing.
Yeah. To be actually in a room full of people watching a film, I've missed this, as we all have.
Yeah, it's definitely been missed. So that first movie being screened this evening, Peace by Chocolate, at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, my attention, Peace by Chocolate.
Yeah. And who knows,
I'm in.
Maybe that can be, it can work in other places in the world.
It could be.
Peace by
Thanks,
Chocolate.
Isabel. Stay cool out there. I know it's starting to warm up, certainly. And you know what? Tonight at 7 on Front Row, our Sarah Shookman features boss lady Marcy Goodman, the executive director of the Cleveland International Film Festival, about the exciting things ahead this year and the role that she has filled for more than 2 decades.
Betsy, now on your feet at 5, we have new developments on the war in Ukraine. It appears that Russia continued to bomb areas near Kyiv, this after promising to pull back yesterday. Ukraine and the U.S. do not believe Russia is really withdrawing troops. Instead, it is believed they are reallocating troops and rearming themselves. Also today, President Biden had a phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, promising them $500 million additional dollars in direct aid.
New information now about COVID-19, and the CDC says the variant behind recent spikes in cases overseas is now the variant that is most dominant here in the U.S. That variant is called BA.2, and it now makes up for almost 55% of COVID cases in the U.S. There is some good news, though. Experts seem to think we won't see another huge spike in cases like they're seeing in China and Europe from this variant, and cases across the U.S. are still overall declining.
Well, you have heard us talk in the past about plans for new lakefront development. We've all been waiting so long for this. Well, this afternoon, we got a better idea what Cuyahoga County is doing to get towards that goal. Today, several departments released the Lakefront Public Access Plan report, which includes findings on 3 different topics. First, improved public access to Lake Erie. Secondly, erosion control and ecological enhancement. And also enhanced transportation networks along the shoreline, which could create nearly 7 miles of new lakefront access. The report took around 2 years to complete, but no timeline exists as to when the real work will begin, or more importantly, what the price tag will be for this new development. So we have talked about it for quite a while here on this program. It's something that I think most Clevelanders are desperate to see happen. Mm-hmm. You go to Chicago, you go to some other major cities that have water on their shoreline, and it's a big part of the city. Right. And the water's right there. It's a great lake. It's beautiful. And I don't think Cleveland utilizes it to its full potential, and hopefully that's going to change. Yeah,
the shoreline and how things are broken up is a little bit different between city of Chicago
we have an airport
and
on
Cleveland.
Ours.
Exactly. The airport is a really big deal.
Huge.
30 miles of lakefront. That's what Cuyahoga County has. So how do you divide that up? There's a lot of private property that's in there. You can't cross private property. There's also, steep embankments. So you can't really put a nice little boardwalk down on the shoreline for that one. So there are some challenges they have to overcome, but I love that they're trying to find new ways to get people to the lake.
It was. We talked about this during the NFL draft. It was so invigorating for our city to see the water being used and the shoreline being used to attract so many people. So it was like a piece of bait, a small piece of bait. This is what could be on a normal, regular basis. Imagine summers in downtown Cleveland with a fully developed waterfront with a lot of options, restaurants, shopping, even residential.
Well, there's one less warehouse we have to contend with. That's where the draft ended up getting set up. So we're on our way, everybody. Well, the kid from Akron's newest project is now open. This was the first time that we have been inside this new space, which was formerly Tangier's in Akron. Man, what a change. The LeBron James Family Foundation completely transformed it and gave it new life. Emma Henderson takes you inside House 330.
An Akron landmark transformed by an Akron icon. The old Tangier is now the new House 330, and residents of the 330 are getting a first glimpse inside.
Very needed, overdue.
The LeBron James Grandmothers Fan Club members got to House 330 right when it opened. It's a space designed for job training, tourism, and it's a safe place to learn.
The wow power.
Yes.
Because I used to go to the old Tangier, and I'm sure you did too.
Gone are the intense carpets and vivid wall coverings, except in the cabaret room, an homage to melding the old and new. LeBron James Family Foundation Executive Director Michelle Campbell led tours through the rooms that are ready to go and some that still require a bit of imagination.
I hope they come back and create memories here, but I hope most importantly that they're proud of what we're contributing and building in Akron and that they can be a part of that.
Proud of the only LeBron James Sports Bar, a chronological museum full of memorabilia and memories, and the organization's primary mission of job training, the tour has Pierre Bell, an Akron transplant who grew up going to LeBron's games, excited for the future.
I was going to St. V games at the Jar and all that fun stuff. And now to see, as us mature as men and the things that he's doing for the foundation, I just wish that my son could be part of it one day.
And Campbell is ready for the doors to open to serve their I Promise students and beyond.
Whether you're young or, older in life, we want to have something that serves everyone.
Now, the goal is to be open at the beginning of 2023 if supply chains allow. And if you want to see the full interview with the LeBron James Family Foundation Executive Director, we have that available right now at WKYC.com. Betsy?
Oh my gosh, Tangier has not looked better in a really, really, really long time. I mean, maybe since Sammy Davis Jr. was there kind of a long time. So it's been a while. All right, thanks so much, Emma.
Good for LeBron, too. Just another tangible difference that he has made in Northeast Ohio. Well, the Cleveland Guardians released its official theme song today, which was produced and written by the Guardians, and the founding members of the Cleveland band Wellesley Arms. Here's a clip.
Are you ready now? Get up and count it down. It's our time, it's our town. We should make it loud. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Name of the song is We Are Cleveland, and the song is about just short of 3.5 minutes in length. Fans will hear that We Are Cleveland a lot at games. It's going to be the rallying cry. And, of course, it'll be across all of the team's platforms. What do you think, Bets? Toe tapping?
It's toe tapping. It is very iconic, Wellesley Arms. That is their sound.
Yeah.
They were featured, of course, during the All-Star game. They had a little set they played before some of the events, and they kind of wove through the overall picture that Cleveland painted. So it's great to see them getting some more love.
Yes, I love the overriding drum beat, and it is catchy. It's supposed to be uplifting, and it's supposed to be, the rallying cry.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it.
What is the sound of Cleveland? That's a great question
it's
for our
rock and roll.
Facebook page.
It's rock and roll, isn't it?
It is rock and roll, but like when you think of Cleveland, other than like a guitar riff, what other song or what other sound do you think of?
Yeah, I mean, the genre is absolutely rock and roll.
Ship horns?
Maybe.
Train whistles?
Steel rivets being clanged together?
Yeah, see, that's a great, what do you think of kind of thing.
All right.
All right, well, coming up for us, you can leave your comments on our Facebook page, I guess. We're just going to cut that conversation short. Showing appreciation, how Amazon is paying it forward to a group of Northeast Ohio firefighters.
Also ahead, stepping away. Bruce Willis has starred in more than 70 feature films, but he will act no more. We're going to tell you why. The star of the Die Hard franchise is stepping away. That's ahead in Pop Break.
I was shocked to hear
I was
this.
too. I really was.
It's a stunner. Everybody, you can just put your hands together for this weather, because if you are not outside, you maybe should be. Take your TV to the patio because it's that nice. We are sitting in the 70s. We're going to stay in the 60s. Yeah, it's a little windy, but you know what? We can take it. It's not going to feel this warm for long. Dun, dun, dun. We'll have details on what that means straight ahead.
it down. It's our time, it's our town, we should make it loud. Whoa, 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 whoa. To us as family, it's who we're proud to be. From the east to the west side, sing it with me. Whoa, 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 whoa. We are Cleveland.
Well, Amazon's footprint continues to grow, but so does their philanthropic impact in our communities.
Yeah, Euclid Fire needed critical repairs, Betsy, to an ambulance. And today, the Amazon Fulfillment Center stepped up and made a $5,000 donation to help cover the costs.
Well, we're going to use that for to an upgrade for one of our ambulances. So that money that they're giving us is actually helping to improve our service that we give to the community.
Amazon also treated the firefighters to lunch and a tour of their very impressive 1 million square foot facility as a way to say thank you for serving the community.
I got to tell you, they're brilliant for asking the firefighters to come tour the facility.
Yeah.
Because in the event the firefighters need to go to the facility, now
Yeah.
they have some awareness of what they're getting into, at least
Yeah.
the looks of things.
No, that's very well said.
So
yeah.
it's a smart way to play it, but definitely also nice to give them some lunch, a little pat on the back.
Sure.
We heart our firefighters. I may have a little bit of a personal spin on that.
Papa
My
Klein
daddy.
is long-time
But,
firefighter.
Yeah, he was. I went to
Yeah.
lunch with him today.
How's he doing,
He's
Dad?
doing good. He's just as gristly as ever.
You give him my best.
You know what his nickname was on the fire department?
No.
Captain Sunshine.
In full sarcasm.
Yeah.
Give him my best and tell him I miss his emails. I haven't heard
He
from him
might
in a
be
while.
watching right now. I don't
Okay.
know. If he made his way home via the route previously planned, then perhaps he is watching, but hopefully he is. I'm sure I'll get a text message now. Anyway, temperatures are going to slide back into the 60s overnight tonight and stay there. We have a very mild night on tap. If you're one of those people like me who you like to go out for a walk after dark, staying on the sidewalks, of course, this is going to be a great night to do it, albeit a little bit windy. Look at where we have been, friends. I had so many comments yesterday and last night from people like, what's with this winter weather advisory? You said it's going to be 70 in the afternoon. It happened. That is the beauty of a warm front. A huge temperature jump today, over 10 degrees in 1 hour just before the noon hour. And right now, my friends, we are sitting 30 to 34 degrees warmer than where we were at this time yesterday. Behold the warm fronts. Yeah, they are powerful too. So we are right now at 70 at the Cuyahoga County Airport, 72 Mansfield. Look at Dover, tropical Dover at 77. Now I know Ashtabula and Youngstown, you guys are boo-hooing right now because you're only in the 60s, but just wait. Your temperatures are going to kind of hold steady, even rise a few degrees as we head into the overnight. The problem is when we get the good, we also get the bad. And the bad side of this is we got a lot of wind, and this is just the beginning of the wind. We have much more wind to come as we head through the late night tonight and the day tomorrow. So wind advisories are posted overnight until 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. And just to show you where we fit into this whole big mess, we are kind of on the genteel side of the impacts of this storm. Winter storm warnings are posted in the UP of Michigan, tornado warnings and watches all throughout areas of the southern Mississippi Valley. So it's a rough night on this high impact system. And when you put it all together on the radar, you can see it is absolutely impressive. Now, the real driver in all this is an upper level low that's sitting back here in the mid-Missouri Valley area. That is going to continue to push east. So a lot of the big weather associated with the severe side of this storm will stay south of us. The wintry weather will stay up where the cold air is to the north. So we're going to kind of thread the needle a little bit and get through this with just a few showers and a whole lot of wind. But you can see the temperature drop is going to be coming. National Design Mart big picture forecast will bring the rain in here late tonight and to start the day tomorrow. So we will have some scattered rain showers around. The temperatures begin to slide tomorrow afternoon. We'll be in the 50s by afternoon, probably dropping back into the 40s by Thursday evening. And then by Friday morning, we get the snow back in here. And I do apologize for that. So real quick, just want to show you this hour by hour and a little bit closer view. Even our midnight temperatures are going to be sitting in the 70s. I'm going to get you to that 7-day forecast, though, hopefully, if this thing, I think I hit the wrong button. Please don't skip. Okay. I hit the back button and I thought we might go back and start all over again. Anywho, here's your Union Home Mortgage forecast. Temperatures in the 60s and falling tomorrow. We'll be in the 40s on Friday with that rain-snow mix around. But look where we go from there. Yeah, a cool weekend, but it does not look like an overall terrible weekend for us. But by this time next week, we'll be getting back toward that 60-degree mark, Jay.
All right. 60s, 30s, all in that short span.
OH.
IL.
There you go. See, we had a couple other people who do it. That's nice.
Thank you, Bets. Next on What's New, changes ahead are coming for Elliot Page's character on the Umbrella Academy show. We'll explain that in your pop break. Then, one kiddo's meal joined by a buddy. Turns quite surprising. Wait until you see what happens next. It's our worth the watch. It will make you smile, I promise.
Mad? I thought you weren't going to talk to me today. No. No, okay. It's okay. A little chatty.
I've missed you for many reasons, Bets, over the last 2 days, but I really wanted to talk to you about the Will Smith and the Chris Rock deal. But finally, we are moving on from that story.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
We could hope so,
Yeah,
certainly.
you and I can talk about it in the commercial break.
We always manage to do that, don't we? Well, Kira Cotton is joining us from the newsroom. And Kira, you're actually going to be starting off with a little bit of bad news for us.
Yeah, unfortunately, hi Jay and Betsy, it's sad news today, but breaking news that just came down this afternoon. Longtime actor Bruce Willis is stepping away from acting. In a joint statement, his family announced the news on social media saying that he's been diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitive abilities. The statement read, "As a result of this and with much consideration, Bruce is stepping away from the career that has meant so much to him. Bruce has certainly made his mark on Hollywood, starring in hits such as Pulp Fiction, Die Hard, and Moonlighting, just to name a few." The statement closed by saying, "As Bruce always says, live it up, and together we plan to do just that." It was signed by his 5 children, wife Emma, and ex-wife Demi Moore. And oftentimes we see pop culture imitating real life, and that's exactly what's happening in the latest season of The Umbrella Academy. In the upcoming season of the Netflix hit show, Vanya Hargreaves, who is played by Elliot Page, will come out as transgender. The show is taking a note from Page's real life, who came out himself as transgender in December of 2020. Page confirmed the news on Instagram with the post showing off Vanya's new look with the caption, "Meet Victor Hargreaves." The 3rd season of Umbrella Academy will hit Netflix June 22nd. And it's time for a new generation of Top Gun. We now have a look at the official trailer for Top Gun Maverick starring Tom Cruise. The sequel follows Cruise's character Pete Maverick Mitchell as he tries to earn the trust of Miles Teller's Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, the son of his partner who died in the original film. Top Gun Maverick will hit theaters May 27th. And last but not least, Jay and Betsy, I just have to share with you guys that Disney is now offering a chocolate boozy bunny just in time for Easter. It's only available at the Ganachery at Disney Springs in Florida, but I think it'd be worth the trip.
Yeah. If we could tie in the whole round the world trip to Epcot as well.
Oh, I love Epcot. I love it.
Kira, have you done the Epcot?
I have been to Epcot. I just went this past December, actually.
So you could actually
so fun.
partake of beverages as an adult at Epcot.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
What's your favorite country?
Italy.
That's mine.
Italy, really?
Italy, I love Italy. Yeah.
Mine's Mexico.
Wow, yeah, well, that's a close second for me. Back to Bruce Willis. Great in Die Hard. So many good movies. One of my all-time favorite movies, I think it's underrated Bruce Willis movie. Do you remember a movie called, I think it was called The Kid?
Nope.
Where he meets his younger self?
Nope.
Not striking a chord with you. It was a big movie. It was really good. I think it was called The Kid. Our viewers will help us on our Facebook page. I encourage everybody to watch it. It's a message movie, and it's really well done.
Well, you know that his movies are going to start circulating very soon on all of the streaming apps and whatnot.
It's sad that
it's hard to believe.
I know, it really is.
All right, Kira, thank you so much.
Thanks, Keith. Well, today's Worth the Watch is about a little boy and his stuffed animal. I just love this. It made me laugh so hard when I saw it. Check out little man's reaction when he learns his stuffed animal can also talk. Watch this.
Oh, watch Oh, I don't like that so much.
Oh, that caught me. It's so funny when I saw it the first time.
What is the animal? Do we know?
I
don't know what it is.
Kind of looks like a little rat or something. I'd be a little terrified too if I.
Yeah, but I think what really got him was he had no idea it was going to talk back to him.
It's the second one that's the best.
It really is. It's so good. He's just sitting there drawing. He's coloring, minding his own business.
And 20 years down the line, people will be saying, I wonder what happened to that kid as a child that made him this way.
Well, he's attached to that video forever now.
Yeah.
But it's cute. It's an adorable moment. All right, coming up in the second half hour of What's New, a text from yourself, beware. It's happening to a lot of Verizon customers. We're going to explain what it is and what you should do if you get one.
Plus, false advertising, the computer software company that's under fire for over-promising in its ads.
And Plate It, healthy choices that will make it easier to eat the most important meal of the day.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Let's start with three things you need to know now at 5:30. First up, we have breaking news out of Newburgh Heights. Mayor Trevor Elkins has been charged with fraud. The charges are related to his use of campaign money for personal expenses in 2017. Cuyahoga County court records indicate he's cooperating with prosecutors. Mayor of the small Cleveland suburb since 2011, Elkins is scheduled to appear in court Thursday. Reached by 3 News, Elkins did not respond to a question about whether he plans to resign from office, but he said he will later make a full statement addressing his actions.
We have a couple of updates for you now on the ongoing war in Ukraine. Talks between Russia and Ukraine continued today in Turkey. Meantime, it appears Russia continues to bomb areas near Kyiv that it had promised it would be pulling back from. That promise was made just yesterday. Also today, President Biden had a phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, promising them $500 million in additional direct aid.
And history was made overnight when astronaut Mark Vande Hey returned to Earth after spending 355 consecutive days in space. That's a record for any American. He returned with 2 Russian cosmonauts to Central Asia. Their return to Earth comes weeks after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which prompted global condemnation and sanctions on Russia's elites and businesses, including their high-tech and aerospace industries. An agreement right now between the International Space Station and 5 space agencies is intact through 2024. However, Russia hasn't committed to maintain that relationship past then. So many talkers going on with that. There's a lot of folks that forgot about the International Space Station and the folks up there. So, we still have close ties across the pond in many different avenues. On that note, we would like to welcome you back on this afternoon to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford.
I asked our viewers and they helped me. The name of the Bruce Willis movie is The Kid. Quick synopsis. Bruce is a successful PR businessman who loses the meaning of life in the process of being successful. And he meets himself as a kid. He comes into his life and the kid reminds him, don't lose touch of the kid inside of you. Be fun. Life is fun. Don't take it so seriously. It's a great message movie. Watch it. You'll thank me later.
I would look back and be like, wow, you were a disaster.
Yeah, I don't want to meet
it's a miracle you got to where you are.
My 6-year-old self. Because we're too much alike.
Right? Okay, here's things to avoid. This is going to happen to you. Make sure you don't do that.
That's exactly right. All right, we have some top talkers for you at 5:30. We begin with a strange text message that many Verizon users received yesterday. This text was from the user's own phone number and read, "Free message, your bill is paid for March. Thanks. Here's a little gift for you," followed by a link. Verizon is looking into the spam message and working to block others like it. The Verge is reporting one of its employees clicked on that link and it sent him to Russia's Channel 1. That is a state-sponsored television news network. Verizon reportedly told Verge it had no indication that it originated from Russia. But we talk about this all the time. When you get a link and you don't know what it is, don't click on it. What did you call it? You don't want to be the wormhole?
You don't want to be the wormhole for your whole company or whatever.
So
you click on that link, you open up the gates of HE double hockey sticks potentially.
Just delete it.
Don't do it.
Delete it. And see, that's how they get you. They tell you you've won something. You've won a new iPhone.
Sounds great.
I've won 20 new iPhones this month, by the way.
Well done.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten any of them.
I have $150,000 waiting for me in a bank account.
Nice, sweet.
I just have to wire them $1,500 to get it.
Yeah, that seems fair. I mean, yeah. Anything that's going to pay you back 1,000 times the investment.
Take it off my bill. If I have $150,000 wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what? How about you just send me $148,500 and we call it a day?
I'll let you do the math. I won't do it because it'll end up being I still have to pay.
Don't click on those links if you don't know what they are. That's how you open it up to all kinds of bad stuff.
Right? All right. Well, let's talk about this now. A lot of you have probably seen the TurboTax commercials that have just been on constantly now that we're in tax season. They all have one common theme: free.
Free, 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 free. Free. F R E E free. Free, free.
That's right. TurboTax free is free.
And in the end, maybe it's not so free. The Federal Trade Commission is suing Intuit, claiming that the company deceived customers for years by marketing its TurboTax software as free, and then charging most users when they go to file their income taxes. Now, the lawsuit claims that users with simple tax returns can file for free, but that definition changes each year. Intuit responded saying it complied with the rules and regulations set by the IRS, but it's now being targeted by another government agency, which they say shows significant disconnect.
All right, hand to God true story. Last year, my son was busy training for the Olympics. He called me and said, "Dad, I need tax help." So I had seen those ads. So I called, or I went to the website, and I put in all of his information, pretty simple tax return. And when I got done, they tried to charge me $79.99. So I found a number for customer service and I called, and I pitied the woman that answered because I was hot. And she said, what can I do for you? And I said, I just did what you said to do, and it was going to be free, and it's not free. You're charging $79.99. And she acted like she had never heard of the commercial. And my wife was in the other room laughing her head off because I'm saying, listen, the commercial says free, 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 free. So the point of the ad is this is no strings attached, free. And there were strings attached. So she said, well, then, I said, I need to speak to a manager. And they put someone else on, and lo and behold, they did not charge me the $79.99. I got it for free, 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 free.
They were paying you just to get off the line.
That's what it was. They were literally
some
saying, this guy's taking up our company time. Get rid of him. But I'm glad to hear that they're finally taking action because that ad is misleading.
Not free.
It's not free. There you go.
Okay.
I soak in my soul in gas and setting my heart on fire.
All right, Betsy, you know country star Eric Church, right?
Sure.
Big name. Mo, you love Eric Church, don't you? Our producer, Monique. She's saying sure. I must be thinking she's a big fan of one of those country. She loves country music. He's not her favorite. Listen to what he did, Bets. He has a show set for this weekend in San Antonio. Well, he did have a show. But Duke and North Carolina, arch rivals, will play each other in the first Final Four, in the semifinals. So he called off his concert. He just said, I'm not going to do it. I've got to watch the game. So instead now, he's going to give refunds, thankfully. But his fans are understandably irate. They play, he comes to town once every, 3 or 4 years? But he's a huge fan he's from the North Carolina area. He's a big fan of the Tar Heels. He says he's got to watch the game.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I think he's being honest about it.
Well,
Quite frankly. He could just say, oh, I don't feel good.
I'm sick.
Yeah. I think he's letting them know ahead of time.
You know what, though? I think when you're a performer and you rely on the fans for your living, and he does, could you imagine a player for the Browns saying, listen, I know this game with Pittsburgh is a big one, but I've got something else that's more important to me. You can't do that. You can't do that. You make an obligation, you see it through. You're laughing at me.
You are in fuego today.
You're laughing at me.
This is fantastic. This is the best block we've had in a long time. Jay gets all fired up.
Am I wrong? I just think
you're not.
I like his music. I don't know it, but I like that song.
I think you should just show the game at the concert.
Seems like a fine gentleman.
Move the concert up, have your concert, do your shindig, and then roll it out on the big screen behind stage.
But you got to honor your fans. They pay they support you.
Yeah.
And now you're bailing.
If the concert happened to be in North Carolina, everybody would be like,
yeah, that's okay.
We're
going to the game anyhow.
No problem.
All right, we're going to move on.
Still ahead for us. Eating healthy is just about everyone's goal. So stay tuned for some easy and healthy breakfast options to kickstart your morning.
Then gambling is fun. It can be if you're winning, but only when it's done responsibly. Experts weigh in on how to not go overboard. And that's big in Ohio because we're getting sports gambling soon. They're going to tell you about warning signs that someone might have if they have a problem.
Jay, did you get any of the brunettes they brought in this afternoon?
Oh my goodness, those
Brunettes.
are life-changing.
So we did good things. We did what we were told. We took this whole survey thing, and if everybody took it, we all got these brunettes. Brunettes are like donuts as big as your head.
Wow.
So everybody's on a sugar buzz around here. And even the directors. It's kind of fun, so we love to have treats. Here's a live look around town for you. It looks a little gray, but we have seen peaks of sunshine here and there. Roads are going smooth, so if you're still expecting anybody to come home, we have no problems right now all around Northeast Ohio, and even in the metro area, we really haven't seen any issues. We did have a little slowdown earlier at the Akron Central interchange, but even that has started to clear out, and as you can see, traffic's still moving smooth, even with the wind. Now, the wind has been a problem for some of the high-level bridges. Those wind gusts can really do a number on the car as you're trying to navigate through traffic. Wind gusts are only going to get worse tonight, and they're going to be bad for tomorrow morning's commute. So just a heads up for tomorrow morning. Also, if you rely on an alarm clock that is plugged into the wall, might be best to set a backup alarm or use your phone instead, because if the power goes out or flicks, then you are going to lose that alarm for tomorrow morning. So we have a wind advisory that is in play overnight through tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Temperatures are stuck in the 60s, Ashtabula and Youngstown. I think you're going to come up a couple degrees here over the next few hours, but elsewhere we are in the 70s, even Dover at 77 degrees. We're on the northern fringe of the really warm air, and that warm air will continue to pump in overnight tonight. So our temperatures should stay in the 60s overnight. It's not until tomorrow we get on the backside of an area of low pressure, and we'll have temperatures that slide later in the day, but in between here and there, well, we do have some rain that will be coming in. Here's your National Design hour-by-hour forecast. 60s in the midnight hour, and we're going to hold those 60s to start the day tomorrow. Then the cold front comes through. Winds really get gusty as this cooler air is pouring in. Watch what happens from 8 a.m. to noon. The temperatures start to slide. Now we're down in the 40s, and then from 1 o'clock until we get into 4 o'clock. Yeah, the rain is out of here. We get to see some sun peaks. It's still windy, but the temperatures have come down quite a bit. So we are anticipating the chill to settle back in here as we end the day and head into Friday. Peak wind gusts, we're talking more than 45 miles per hour at times, especially in the early half of the day tomorrow. Later in the day, the winds will start to settle down, but it's not like they're going to go away. So Union Home Mortgage forecast has our balmy start to the day tomorrow, then cooling temperatures. We're only in the low 40s on Friday. You're probably going to see a rain-snow mix around town. Oy. Back to 50 with clouds increasing on Saturday. A few rain showers around to start our Sunday, but I think by the afternoon, things should be looking a lot better for us. Jay?
All right, Bets, thank you. It's time for this week's Wellness Wednesday report. And in a perfect world, we'd start each day with a healthy breakfast, but it's not always easy. Well, Consumer Reports can help, and their food experts have good advice on making breakfast a healthy and tasty part of your day. Here's our senior health reporter, Monica Robbins, with more.
Annette Lizette has a morning time squeeze with her younger kids on weekdays. Feeding them a healthy breakfast before school can be challenging.
Getting them something to eat quickly in the time that I have. So it's either like a waffle, cereal, or even granola bars.
Breakfast doesn't have to be elaborate to be healthy. 2 power-packed staples are right in your dairy aisle: cottage cheese and yogurt. Yogurt is packed with nutrients, protein, bone-building calcium, and blood pressure balancing potassium. Avoid added sugars by buying plain yogurt, which has no added sugars, and you can top it with fruit. Cottage cheese is low in calories and high in proteins that help make you feel full. Add cottage cheese to smoothies or scramble it into eggs to fill out your breakfast. Your cereal choice doesn't need to be between overprocessed with lots of sugar or bland and boring.
The almonds have a pretty good flavor. I do taste the cinnamon. It's very faint, which is kind of refreshing.
Consumer Reports taste testers found some good-for-you cereals that are tasty too. Here are some top picks: Nature's Path Organic Heritage Flakes, Post Great Grains Raisins, Dates, and Pecans, and General Mills Cheerios. Their secret ingredient?
All of our top-rated cereals contain whole grains, which are linked to lower rates of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. And now you can find added sugar on the label and keep that number under 6 grams per serving.
And what about eggs? One study showed overweight participants felt fuller and more satisfied after eating an egg breakfast compared to eating cereal. Add some fiber with dark leafy greens, tomatoes, peppers, or sweet potatoes to make a breakfast that's healthy and delicious. Monica Robbins, 3 News.
Well, you'll understand why I'm out of breath in just a minute. You may want to consider avocados to put in your smoothies or maybe along with your eggs. Harvard researchers found that participants who ate at least 2 servings of avocados a week had a 16% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and a 21% lower risk of coronary heart disease compared with those who rarely ate avocados. Now, avocados contain several components that contribute to good cardiovascular health, such as dietary fiber and unsaturated fats.
Okay, you catch your breath. And now, so that's the way you want to eat.
Yeah.
Avocados, very healthy,
So
good for
yummy.
your heart. Betsy had mentioned brew nuts earlier. So this is, I don't know, what camera, Matt, would you like me to put this, show this to? I guess maybe this way
there.
right here.
It's huge.
And the video doesn't do it justice because, Bets, it weighs about a pound.
Yeah, it's filled with like icing and stuff. It's so cute. I like yours, right? You have one. Look at mine.
This is what Betsy's eating for dinner.
This is why I was running. I was going to go and get the whole box. Look at these.
Betsy,
they're huge.
One of their donuts, it's not in there. One of them had bacon on it.
This box is like 20 pounds. There is the Girl Scout Thin Mint.
So you know what? You had said what's got into me today. I ate one of these around
there's
4
the Thin
o'clock
Mint.
today.
You see the Thin Mint? So I got.
There's one up there. Yeah, there it is.
So
it
I
has
can
the Thin
smell
Mint.
it. It's calling my name.
But
and then the animal cracker
They're so
one
dense
too.
and heavy. I don't know how they make
Delicious
them.
and sprinkly.
There's some kind of magic
phenomenal.
elves in there, but they are delicious.
Magic brew nut elves.
But that's not really Wellness Wednesday-ish.
It's not, but it's a nice treat to have on hand.
Yeah,
that's
once
for
a
sure.
year, indulge.
We did our jobs. All right, still ahead. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month, everybody, and we have tricks to keep the fun going without becoming addicted.
Then a lot of organizations are finding ways to help Ukrainians defend their homeland. We're going to tell you how local fire departments are doing their part. That's coming up.
Cost-you-later. It's cost you later. Like calculator, but cost you later.
Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome.
I'd have been like, huh?
Is there math involved in this segment?
I do all the math. And I fan myself with my losing tickets. Yeah, I got you. Sorry. I'm going over there.
Well, if you're like me, you're one of those people who always remember too late. So I'm just going to tell you the next Powerball drawing is tonight. And right now it's up to $206 million. And while I think most of us could really use a piece of that pie, we know that the odds of winning just aren't that good.
That would buy a lot of donuts. You know, you may have remembered, if you're watching the program regularly, that our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney, has been testing her luck each week. She's got a plan. Stephanie, I know you're trying to win. Was it the Powerball or one of them? How's it going for you?
I am trying for the Powerball.
Okay.
And Jay, Betsy, I have matched some numbers, and that's the good news. But I'll be honest, it's not the best news, because the best I've done is matching 2 numbers. And that doesn't pay anything. Now, based on the odds on the Powerball website, the odds of winning any prize, including $4, are 1 in 38. So by my count, that puts me into September before I might win anything, even $4. But I am being responsible with it, so whatever happens, I am okay with that. And with March being Problem Gambling Awareness Month, I talked with Mike Buzelli of the Problem Gambling Network of Ohio on my 3 Things to Know podcast this week about warning signs to make sure we're keeping it fun and not getting into risky behaviors. Here's what he says.
Some things we might notice in ourselves or in others would be spending more time than we thought we would. If we're maybe going to a venue or gambling on our phone, then of course, spending more money than we anticipated to, maybe going back to the card to take out more money, borrowing to gamble, but also bailouts. So, you know, maybe I need financial assistance from someone else to pay other life expenses, rent, groceries, things like that. So some of the life necessities going unpaid because all our money is going to gambling.
Now, Karen Russo of the Ohio Lottery told me about KeepItFunOhio.com, where they have this cost calculator to see how much you're spending. So I went through it based on the closest estimates to what I'm doing, which are a little high here. If I were spending $5 each week, I could buy myself a nice golf driver instead of playing the Powerball. And that might be appealing to some people, or you can be like me, you could just keep all your losing tickets to remind you of what you've spent. I've actually only been spending $3 per week for a total of $156, if we remember, and I have budgeted for that. So for people who might need help with that kind of thing, though, you can always reach out to the gambling helpline. That's 24/7. It's 1-800-589-9966 for people that want to use that resource.
Yeah, that costulator thing is pretty slick.
It's neat.
Although they probably should use something other than like golf drivers, because I'm like, I might as well stick with the tickets. I have better luck hitting that thing than the driver. By the way, picking numbers. How are you picking your numbers, Stephanie?
I get this question a lot, and so what I'm doing is I'm doing it at random. So I've heard that that's a better chance of not having to split the big prize, which is what I'm going for. You know, I got my ticket here. None of my favorite numbers today. You see them on your screen. I always like it when there's a 32 that pops up. One of the numbers I matched last week was 32, but again, I did not win a prize. So that's what we're doing. We're going for $206 million tonight, you guys.
We have a great follow-up story tomorrow if she wins tonight.
Yeah.
Good luck, Steph.
All right. Thanks, Steph. We'll be right back.
Hello, got you, yep. Yeah, mic check. So another exciting new part about the festival this year is it's kind of a 2-part or a hybrid festival. So we know that the in-person screenings, thank you.
Why did I think it was Thursday? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Hey, Al, testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, mic check. 1 2 3. Laura Caso's mic. 1 2 3.
Sorry, I'm getting, I got to get a new earpiece, keeps going in and out. So you should be able to hear me. I can not hear myself, but mayor of the small Cleveland suburb, best known for its speed trap. All right. All right. If I move, it goes out.
Hi, hello, hello, hello. I do, can you hear me? Oh, wait, hold on, it fell off, hold on. Oops, that's weird. Where did it go?
Hey, Al, I do. Mic check, Sarah's mic, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Well, today's show is something good comes to us from our friends at the Olmsted Township Fire Department. According to Cleveland Maidan Association, the fire department donated a bunch of gear that will be sent to fire and rescue units fighting the war in Ukraine. That gear includes jackets and helmets and boots. The organization says it also plans to pick up more gear from Bath Township next week. I'll bet there's a few fire departments that have some gear.
You know, nationwide, and it doesn't seem like, well, it's, how much can it be? It's one fire department, but when you think nationwide, all of the little fire departments that are chipping in a little here and there, every little bit helps. And Bets, they need everything.
Everything.
They literally need everything you can think of right now in Ukraine.
That Maidan Association is doing great stuff here. Love that.
Wonderful story. We're out of time, but we're back tomorrow at 5, and we invite you to join us then.
And 3 News at 6 with Russ and Laura starts right now.
Now at 6, going to court. How a lawsuit against a former local priest could help more abuse victims heal. Also, Lakefront facelift. A bold new plan could reshape and restructure dozens of miles of Lake Erie coastline and help homeowners with the expensive problem of erosion. The film festival returns.
There's nothing like the communal experience of watching a film.
The Cleveland International Film Festival is back. We'll take